السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الصلاة والسلام على خاتم الأنبياء والمرسلين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. Alhamdulillah, we discussed before the Salah about there's a little bit introduction about what Sunnah prayer is all about. Do you know about this? The Sunnah prayer, the reward. Did you know about the reward, the huge reward of Sunnah prayer? Yes.
I know a little bit, but not as much.
Okay, so it is important that we, inshallah, try to highlight the importance, because a lot of people think that this is a Sunnah prayer, right? Because the topic for today, to abandon the Sunnah prayer or to implement it, right? Is it a burden or is it to look forward to it? Adam, no, Egyptian Adam, right? How do you, when you do Sunnah prayers, do you feel happy? You think that, another prayer to do. How do you feel?
When Allah asks us if we we're being judged, did we pray? If not, He fills up with the Sunnah prayer. So I look at it as an opportunity to make up for my
to patch up all the missing prayers or the prayers that we have not for sure. Right? So it's quite important. The first rule. So before we go to this, inshallah, so let's go to the ruling about the general Sunnah. That means Sunnah means optional. If you do it, you get reward below. If you don't do it, you are not sinning. Right? This is a general definition of Sunnah. It can be charity, it can be Umrah, right? So Hajj is obligatory, Umrah is Sunnah, or it can be many things. Yeah. So why are we doing Sunnah? Why are we doing voluntary things? Firstly, in general, right? Of course, the more Sunnah you do, as I said, the more reward you get. Now, life in this world, right? Wasil, you're a big boss, right? He's Sicily, got a nice car, you got a nice Allah Mubarak. So in general, right, you have a lot of projects, you're doing building works. Surely, the more building works you do, the better you are for your income, of course. Agreed? Would you want to limit yourself? You always look for more things, right? More. So same thing as this one, our deeds that we do, right? Hasn't, right? But the things that we do, right, in Sunnah, the more we do, the more reward we get, inshallah. Why do we need the reward? To enter Jannah? No. In general, enter Jannah of mercy. So what do you need is reward?
Is it for the scales?
Yeah, so for many things. So surely if we get more, do more reward for Allah, we get Allah's mercy, inshallah. Right? Secondly, on the day of judgment, right? We do need all these rewards. For example, when we cross the Sirat, right? The bridge in which it is thinner than hair, Kevin. Sharper than sword, yes, good. And with all these hooks to put us down, right? The deeds, for example, may help in terms of increasing the speed of crossing, right? Some people have to cross on their legs and they're crawling, and they might fall down. Some people, as you know, they will cross as fast as the blinking of the eye. They cross already, right? This is the first thing. Secondly, the light that we have. In short, I'm talking about physical light. We need physical light to cross this bridge. What are the lights of the hypocrites? How big are the hypocrites, the lights? Sorry? They have, but it's like a thumb, and it goes on and off. You have to remember this is pitch dark. Have you been to a place where it's pitch dark? Pitch dark, completely pitch dark. You cannot see even your hands. And that is how the day of judgment is. But some people who have light, so much light that it can cover everything, can see everything. But some people have not much light. So the deeds that we do perhaps are able to increase the light. So for example, The Sunnah, I'm not talking about the prayer, but the Sunnah hadith in general. Going to the mosque for Fajr and for Isha prayer. In the early days, they need light, they need fire to go to the mosque perhaps. And on that basis, right, when we go to the mosque for Fajr and for Isha, inshallah, Allah will give us light on the day of judgment. All right, so all these are the things that we can do to ease our journey in the hereafter. How many thousand years, Kevin, day of judgment? 50,000 years from the time the trumpet is blown until we enter Jannah, inshallah. Right? As you said, Nikhil, the deeds are also needed for the Al-Mizan. Al-Mizan, I think, is a balance. Good and bad deeds, as simple as that. If they have, there are 5 criteria or 5 groups of people who will clear this Al-Mizan or not clear the Al-Mizan. The first one, disbelievers. Disbelievers, what happened to the good deeds? They become like dust. No matter how much dust it is in this room, there's no weight. Fair?
Yeah.
Of course. Because people like Nikhil, for example, right, took Shahada, right? And then not only that, right, because if the families were to know about him, it's finished. So nobody knows about him. May Allah guide the families to the right path, right? Because a lot of my students who were Hindus before, and for so many years, Bob, right, received daily, day in and day out, abuse and all this. But because of La ilaha illallah, alhamdulillah, he sacrificed for the sake of Allah. It's not easy. Right? Yeah. So, but a lot of, most of, if not all the disbelievers, they're arrogant because they don't want to suffer so much. They just, I want to go live a life, I want to work, go back, go to Ibiza, right? Go to go to whatever it is you want to enjoy yourself, right? And go to Las Vegas, right, for holidays, and this is what they enjoy, right? But some people, they sacrifice themselves because once you're Muslim, what does it mean? You have made the pledge to Allah of complete submission to Allah, not just submission, complete submission to Allah, and that's what as Muslim means, right? And not only that, we discussed before, Kevin, have you met Allah before?
Yeah.
Where? And when?
In Seoul, when I was in Seoul, I was born.
Yes, good. When exactly? Which surah, Adam? No, I'm looking at you. This is must be you, right?
I don't know, but I don't know where we would like Allah wipe us from his love, and then he asked, am I not your Lord?
Yes.
And then Mustafa said yes.
Mustafa, which surah? Surah number 7, verse number 172. Right? When Allah created Adam alayhi salam, Allah swept his back. And all of us, right? Kevin, Daniel, and Harry, right? All of us had appeared in front of Allah. And Allah asked us, am I not your Rabb? Am I not the one who's going to provide you, sustain you, to protect you, guide you? And we say, whether you like it or not, it's in the Quran. We, all of us said, Bala Shahidna. Yes, we bear witness that you are our Rabb. And Allah warned us, don't say on the day of judgment, you're not aware of this. We had made a covenant with Allah. The minute we say, Alhamdulillah, especially the reverse, La ilaha illallah. Alhamdulillah, right? The sacrifice started from the agreed. Don't complain, oh, Islamophobia, people are getting abused. Expected, of course. So many people will be jealous of us. It is in the Quran, right? It started in the time of the first messenger who was the first messenger?
No, Ibrahim.
First messenger, yes, Nuh alayhi salam, right? Because before that, there wasn't any idol worshipping, right? Nuh alayhi salam was the first time they started. No time to go into the story. Anyway, it started from then. After since then, how many times have we was he abused? A lot of times. Yeah. So this is a thing that so expect to be treated not nicely, but the disbelievers is expected.
Isn't
Right?
the Jews and the polytheists are the ones that practice the most?
Yeah, the most is the Quran. Yeah. Now, so it is important, right, that we, alhamdulillah, we cling on to the deen, right, to the cling on to what Allah has chosen us, right? Saifullah, when did Allah choose you to be Muslim? 2005. I know, because you were my classmates. In class, we had subhanallah, it was my first time teaching, right? Don't know how to teach, right? So remember, exactly this whiteboard, right, below, teaching, okay, this is how you pray, all the writing down. I remember exactly, right? In class, you're the guinea pig, right? And subhanallah, right? And this is how it is that Allah, below, love you so much that your whole family become Muslim. About how many? 11 people, 15 take shahada downstairs at Islamic Circle many years ago. So this is the thing that we do need to really be grateful to Allah, right?
And again, brother, Allah, I've seen many things to know that Allah love me. Remember the year in Ramadan when I was sleeping in the hospital when I get attacked.
Yeah.
And then me and everything, 15 times tower over my body. One over my arch, just like that.
Yeah.
Allah really love me.
Yeah. So precisely, I mean, despite the difficulties, and I'm gonna tell you now, right, Bilal. I heard, right? I haven't told this in front of everybody before, right? Because this had never been done before by people who are born as a Muslim, right? I heard he saying, right, on one of the Fridays, right, in front of the first row of this mosque, and he said, Ya Allah, thank you for making a Muslim. Thank you for making me as who I am. And I heard it. I've never said it before myself. And in the sense that a revert, you agree, Hazem, are usually more grateful to Allah than us in general. And this is very important, right? And how do we thank Allah? By following as much as possible, because our deeds doesn't just stem from the Quran, but also through the ways of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right? So that's why we do the Sunnah. Even this voluntary, we do it because we love Allah, we love Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And in Surah number 3, verse number 31, Allah said, "Qul in kuntum tuhibbunallah fattabi'uni yuhibbukumullah wa yaghfir lakum dhunubakum wallahu ghafurur rahim." Say, O Muhammad, to mankind, if you love Allah, then follow me. If you do so, Allah will love you and forgive your sins, and Allah is often to forgive you, the most merciful. Right? That means literally, if we follow the Sunnah, do the ways of Prophet Muhammad, what happened? Allah will love us and forgive us. Surely, with love comes mercy. With mercy comes Jannah. Agreed? So very important, right? That we completely understand, what we are trying to do, because at the end of the day, right, we have to understand that we are given only one chance in this life, right? One chance in this life, that once the angel of death comes, what did Allah say? وَلَنْ يُؤَخِّرَ اللَّهُ نَفْسًا إِذَا جَاءَ أَجَلُهَا وَاللَّهُ خَبِيرٌ بِمَا تَعْمَلُونَ. Surah number 63, verse number 11. And no soul shall be granted respite when the appointed time comes. And your Lord, Allah, is all aware of what you do. We shall not be given a second chance when angel of death comes. Is it fair, Wasil? It's fair because we're given everything, right? At the moment of sinning, right? So what's your name? Yusuf. Another Yusuf. Alhamdulillah. Yusuf, at the point of sinning, right? Allah could have punished us, right? At that point of time, because all the previous nations, what happened to them? Straight away. Finished. Right? They are punished. Right? But Allah has given us, for most of us, at least until the day of judgment, for accountability. That is why The last verse that was revealed in the Quran was
To Surah Baqarah
verse number
286, 24,
no
23.
281,
21.
right? The last verse that was revealed, وَاتَّقُوا يَوْمًا تُرْجَعُونَ فِيهِ إِلَى اللَّهِ ثُمَّ تُوَفَّى كُلُّ نَفْسٍ مَا كَسَبَتْ وَهُمْ لَا يُظْلَمُونَ. Be afraid of the day when you shall be brought back to Allah. Then every person shall be paid for what he has done, and they shall not be dealt with unjustly. And this is important, right? That we understand that there's always be accountability. You can do whatever you want in this life, right? You can go to Soho, right? You can go to the park next door and look at girls. It's up to you. Do whatever you want, right? But always remember, Allah has His assistants, right? To write down all the good deeds and all the bad deeds. Your presence here today in the mosque, the reward is Hajj, which means forgiveness of the sins. In Hadith, we shared in the group many times. Forgiveness of sins. At this moment today, right? This doesn't apply to those at home, right? Only in the mosque, right?
How about if you're praying in
Hold
congregation?
on, let me finish first, right? So the angels are now, there are groups of angels who are going around, Bilal, looking for groups of people who are remembering Allah. Once they found a group, they will gather together, right? And then the angels, the numbers are so many that their wings will extend from the earth to the sky. And then Allah will ask them a question. What did Allah ask? What are they doing? The angels answer, they're remembering you, Ya Allah. What happened? Allah said, what are they asking for? The angels are asking for Jannah. What happened if they see, have they seen Jannah before? No, they haven't seen Jannah before. Allah asks again, what happened if they would see Jannah? If they would see Jannah, they will work harder to enter paradise. Allah asks another question. What happened if, what are they seeking protection from? Angels answer, they're seeking protection from hellfire. Have they seen hellfire? No. What happened if they see hellfire? If they see hellfire, they would know how hellfire is. They would work harder not to enter hellfire. And Allah tell them, the angels, tell them, I'm going to forgive all their sins. All. So your effort to come here would not left unnoticed. Allah is Ashakur. Ashakur means the all appreciative of anything that we do. So never lose an opportunity to earn good deeds. You agree? Right? In fact, seeking knowledge is obligatory. Right? So important that while we do not know how long we are going to live in this life, but surely you must know the angel of death is coming. And that will make us, inshallah, you and me, more focused on preparing for the day of judgment. Okay? Now, so these are the things why we do sunnah deeds. Agreed? Right? You know, to begin Allah's love, His forgiveness, right? And also, we know from the last sermon of Prophet Muhammad, I don't know where my notes is. I cannot find my notes. And from the Sunnah of Prophet, he said, "Taraktu fikum amrani lan tadillu ma tamassakna bihima kitabillah wa sunnatun nabi." I'm leaving you two things. You will never be led astray if you hold on to them. This is the Quran and the Sunnah. Sunnah means, for most of them, is Sunnah means that you get reward, is voluntary, right? So it is very important, right, that we hold on to the Sunnah in order to get misguided. Is it easy to get misguided, Wasil? Very easy, right? So if you go to your own country, you will know, right? Some of the things that you do, Indonesia and all this, similar, right? The things that people do that has completely no merit, no example in the Quran and the Sunnah. Remember, our deeds, the Sunnah deeds that you and I do, will all be a waste if there's no evidence. Agreed? In fact, any deeds must fulfill these three conditions to be accepted. What are the first condition? Must be a Muslim, or if you're a Muslim, you must not commit shirk. Agreed? Once you commit shirk, finished. This won't be accepted. Number two, intention must be to please Allah only, not for your Instagram pages, not for your subscribers. Instagram, right? TikTok?
My one.
No. Right? Okay, so only for the sake of, is it easy? Intention?
No.
The hadith is very clear, right? About showing off or riya, right? Riya is so difficult to detect. It's like a black ant on a black rock on a pitch dark night. Can you see? No. But only you know. You see? Only we know, right? Now, whether this picture that we see in the mosque praying, is it for the benefit of motivation or benefit to show people that I'm in the mosque? Right? Only Allah knows, and only we know. You cannot hide from Allah. Do you agree? If you because then you find the likes, right? 1,000 likes, then people say, MashaAllah, Subhanallah, right? The comments, right? Honestly, all this media, social media, I love to read the comments. Sometimes so funny, the comments. I read the comments more than the things that. Then you feel happy. Then you're happy. The next thing you do,
No, sure.
do another photo. It's human beings, right? It's not strange. It's something that's very common, but we have to avoid, because the punishment of this will be, right? It is, because we like to be praised. Human beings always like to be praised. And then, Kevin, at the end of the day, what is the consequence of this showing off eventually?
Evil eye.
Good. When is evil eye? That means people will envy you unnecessarily, and you get all these things, right, happen to you. Secondly, more importantly, hellfire. Right? This is very clear with hellfire. Yes.
So say, if you show up at the time, none of your reviews will be accepted and you'll be bankrupt on the day of judgment.
Yes. Well, not really about bankrupt, because there's another hadith, right? This about there's about backbiting and all this. Right? Yes. It's similar, but you're right in the sense that this won't be accepted because your intention it was wrong, right? So very important. Even myself, I have to. Sometimes when I go to Umrah, right? I have to take photos because motivate others, you know. And because of that, alhamdulillah, a lot of people go good every time, alhamdulillah, right? But there must be a limit that we have, because if the deeds are not accepted, finished. The worst thing is rejected and it lead to hellfire. As simple as that. 3 people thought that they were going to paradise, but they ended up in hellfire. Who are the 3? Person who, sorry?
The scholar there.
Not scholars. A martyr. Martyrs, a person who recite the Quran to show off. And last one is the one who donated money. Generous person. Hadith is very clear that the first 2 who will be judged on the day are judged, and they've been hellfire. Right? So we have to be very careful in this. And I say to myself especially, right? To protect your deeds. Yeah? The last thing, so we talk about must be Muslim or no shirk. Then second one is to intention. Thirdly, how this accepted? Evidence. Evidence, and in Arabic is dalil. You must have dalil. Hadith must be authentic. A lot of times people think, oh, it's okay, as long as hadith is hadith. No, hadith is not hadith. A lot of people fabricated the hadith. You have to be careful, right? And lastly, it's not part of the acceptance of deeds. In order to ask Allah to accept the deeds, what must we do? Make dua to Allah. Which dua? Good. Did you say that all the time? Which surah, if you say that all the time?
I say it just a general one, I do think, but I don't know what's
What surah is it? Adam? Have I said it many times in this class? Yes, Al-Baqarah. Who said this verse?
Ibrahim.
Abraham Islam, I mean the Kaaba, right? And then Rabbana taqabbal minna innaka antas sami'ul alim. Our Rabb, accept this from us. Surely you are the all hearer, the all knower. Surah number 2, verse 127, 127. Right? Very important, because there's no point that we do it, Allah do not accept it. Again, this is not one of the criteria of making dua, but it is good to ask Allah to accept it. Right? Salam to Indonesian time. You see, I criticize my own people, not just the Egyptians and Somalians. Do you have a chair there? Put a chair, right? Okay. Now, so let's come back to this. So, in general, we're talking about Sunnah in general, the excellence, right? Now, let's talk about Sunnah prayer itself, right? Which is the topic for today. What is the excellence of doing Sunnah prayer in general, not specific Sunnah prayers? Somebody just now, before all this.
It makes up for your deficiencies in your car.
Yeah, you patch up for your missing prayers, or perhaps there's no khusyuk, whatever it is, it's a patch up, inshallah. Yeah, because remember when we talked about khusyuk a few days ago, the maximum amount of khusyuk we can achieve is 50% only. Yes, because hadith is very, very clear. Prophet said perhaps you may achieve what, 110, 1/8, something like that, and then half. He didn't go more than that. So that is it. That's how bad our khusyuk is in general. So the Sunnah prayers in general, it is to make up for this, right? Other than that, right, the Sunnah prayers have their own the jinn. There's a good jinn, inshallah. Right? What other things that specific Sunnah prayers has their own benefit, and if we know the benefits of Sunnah prayers, should we do it?
Yes.
You say it, right?
No.
I'm going to test you, That means I'm going to make sure. Sorry, Mustafa?
I think you can feel motivated for the benefits of the Sunnah in general, but that shouldn't be attention. It should be for Allah and rewarding after that.
Yeah, of course. So I agree, right? So to a certain extent, but what Mustafa was trying to say is that why do we do good deeds, for example? Is it to please Allah? Is it to get the reward? Is it because you're scared of Allah? For me personally, it doesn't matter whatever it is, as long as the intention is for Allah. Whatever comes, for me personally, when I do any good deeds, is for the sake of Allah. If Allah reward me, alhamdulillah. If not, what can I do? I did my best, as best as I can, right? So leave it to Allah. But of course, subhanallah, if we love Allah, we would want to do extra deeds. Agree? Right? So, for example, Adam, you love your wife? It's a big doubt. You didn't ask immediately. Answer immediately. No. You said me. You have a few. Yeah. You know it's recorded, right? You know it's recorded. No? Your wife will hear this, and then you have a few seconds of pause. That's the biggest mistake that you can ever make, right? Because my question is very simple. Do you love your wife? Right? No, Bilal, even if you don't love, you must say yes. It must be automatic. You cannot think stuff.
Probably the question so
Yeah. So surely you will want to do more things than necessary, right? So for example, right, nobody asked you to clean the kitchen, but you volunteer yourself to clean the kitchen. Agreed? Would you do that? Don't like kitchen? I think that's your one criteria of looking for a wife, right? I don't clean kitchens. I just clean toilets. Okay.
What brother is saying if you love your wife, you know, she don't have to ask you to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Right? So this is quite important, right? Because if you want to do more things for your wife, surely with Allah who has given us Islam, give us everything that we actually want to do more, right? You don't even need to think about it. Do you agree? Right? And this is very important that we don't even think about, oh, should I do my sunnah or not, right? I have to do my this, my that. Brothers, if there is a reward, Bilal, if you do the sunnah prayers after Maghrib, you get 1,000 pounds. What would you do? Of course, of course you would. Sorry. Give me my sock code, yeah.
I will get the alarm clock.
Yeah.
Inside.
But Bilal, the reward we discussed before the Asr is now, right? The reward of 4 rak'ah before Asr is mercy of Allah, which is everything, right? We wish to enter Jannah, surely you want to do it. Not hesitate, oh, actually I got to do this. You get what I'm trying to say, right? Because Sunnah prayers is not unimportant as what many people have thought. In the time of Prophet Muhammad SAW, people would do the Sunnah because it's a Sunnah. Now we do not want to do Sunnah because it's Sunnah. And this is, we have to change our attitude, right? So, so what is the, okay, because Ayman, majority of them say, if of these people in front around you say, right, that if you know the reward of Sunnah, would you do it? And they say, yes, I would do it. They will say that, right? So what is the most important Sunnah prayers after the obligatory prayers? Yusuf? What is the most important Sunnah prayers after obligatory prayers? Yusuf?
What is name exactly?
No, somebody said something here. It's correct.
Is it the Sunnah before Fajr?
No.
No.
Duha.
Winter.
Eid prayers.
Yeah.
No, that's not kifaya. No.
In Morocco, yes.
Oh, the Hajj.
But not the rest. Yes, the Hajj.
Uh,
Remember, I said, everybody was saying, if you know the reward of the Sunnah prayers, would you do it? People say yes. Tahajjud, are we doing tahajjud? Because tahajjud is the most important salah after obligatory prayers. And we have to, for me personally, it's either you're invited by Allah or not invited. As simple as that. I think for me, one of the best pleasure is when you set an alarm clock at 4 o'clock, wake up at 3:50 on your own. That means, alhamdulillah, right? Without the alarm clock, Allah invites us to wake up. And it's a huge thing, right? Now, what is the significance of tahajjud prayer? What would we gain?
Oh, it's like the arrow that never misses.
Yeah, so first of all, as Nikhil said, I think it was by Imam Shafi, rahimahullah, I think, right? He's the one that said that the dua of tahajjud is like an arrow that will never miss a target. Right? Secondly, we know from a hadith, the hadith Qudsi, that Allah said that He is the lowest, descend the lowest level of the sky. And He said, where among my servants who want to ask me for anything, I grant him. Where among my servants who ask for my forgiveness, I forgive him. And this occurs every night. Where would we be usually? And subhanallah, tahajjud now, today, is not difficult, inshallah, right? Because Fajr is quite late. You can even wake up at about 5:30 and still catch up, inshallah. Tahajjud, I think Fajr is about 5:56 today, right?
What's the deadline of Tahajjud?
Yes. Sorry?
What's the deadline of it? I heard it's like 5-10 minutes before.
No, just Fajr time. We can do anything in Fajr time, right? Fajr time according to normal time, right? Not according to the Bangladeshi time, Pakistani time, right? Because they pray very late. They pray. They pray. They pray when the sun can see the everything there. Most of them was such a mosque. So very important that we we understand the importance because of this, right? So Kevin, since tahajjud is the most important of the sunnah prayers, are we going to do it, inshallah? Right? What time do you wake up? Guys, wake up for Fajr. What time do you wake up for Fajr? What time do you wake up for Fajr usually? Okay, for some people, make sure to take care of your obligatory prayer first, right? That's quite important. Yes.
If you pray tahajjud immediately before Sunnah to Fajr to
Yes.
Sunnah. If you do about 2-3 minutes before, you'll be okay.
Yes, okay, inshallah. All right. So tahajjud actually extended from after Isha, from Isha until Fajr. That long. How do we know? Well, we know Abu Bakr radhiyallahu anhu, he did the tahajjud prayer before he slept. And Muhammad SAW said, yes, you are good, you are cautious. And then Umar ibn Khattab radhiyallahu anhu, he did after he slept and he woke up and he said, oh, Muhammad SAW said, oh, Umar, you're good, you are steadfast. Both of them are accepted. But of course, psychologically, you know Allah is at the lowest heaven or skies and the last third, surely. And you want to do after you wake up, inshallah. As I said, now it's not difficult, right?
Yes.
You can just wake up 5:30, minimum 2 rak'ah, and do one witr, inshallah. Yeah, do long prostrations, make a dua in your prostrations in any language, right? And then witr, if you can, you make the dua qunut. If not, just end the prayer without the qunut.
Ustaz, does it have to be with the...
You should be witr. Witr can be done anything. There's only one witr per night. You can do after Isha, or you can do after your tahajjud. It's up to you.
But is it mandatory with the...
Everything, well, depends on which school of thought you follow. But in general, people say that it is still sunnah.
Okay.
Why?
Why did he say wajib?
Wajib is the same as fard, right? It's similar. I know there are different definitions, but in general, fard and fajib is the same in general, right? No, but how do we know? I mean, this is my opinion, of course, right? How do we know that it's only 5 times a day that is required? From which hadith?
Not the one that he went up and down 50 times.
That's one of them, of course.
Is that one of them?
Yeah, one of them, because reduced from 50 to 5, right? Not 6, not 7, to 5. So that is one of them. Another hadith? How do we know that prayer obligatory is only 5 days, not
Is it
6?
the one when Adam alayhi salam came and asked, tell me about Islam.
No,
He didn't mention 5 times.
it is not 5. It's about when the person was asking Prophet ﷺ, tell me about the salah.
Okay.
Then he said, Prophet ﷺ answered, you must pray 5 times a day. And he asked this question,
Oh, yes.
do you need to do anything more? And he said, no, unless you wish to do so. And he asked about, again, zakat and hajj and all this. So he gave the minimum requirement. And this person said, I swear by Allah, I would not do anything more, nor anything less. And Prophet Muhammad said, if he did that, he entered Jannah. So on that hadith, it's quite clear. It's 5 times a day. It's not up to you and me to give opinion of 6. This is my opinion, of course. I may be wrong, but from this hadith. Because some people say that, for example, witr is obligatory and all this. That's what I'm trying to say from this. It's still a sunnah. But again, different opinions of different scholars. Okay?
What is witr? It's just like an odd...
Yeah, witr is odd, tahajjud is even. So minimum tahajjud is 2 rak'ah tahajjud and 1 witr.
So like Maghrib.
Right?
Like Maghrib in a way. But it's Maghrib 3 rak'ah.
No, you need to do, in general, the best accepted tahajjud is 2 rak'ah, salam, 2 rak'ah, salam's up to you. Ideal is 8 rak'ah, right? And witr, ideal is 3 rak'ah. 3 rak'ah can be done in 2 ways. One is like a maghrib, but without the first tashahud, right? Or it can be done 2 rak'ah and the salam, and do 1 more, yeah, and you break it up into 2 parts.
Also a witr that the Hanafis do that is very different.
Like maghrib.
Like Maghrib, exactly like Maghrib.
Yeah.
And they do the dua before Ruku'.
Yeah.
I was in a Hanafi, actually my uni. They were Hanafis there. They did that. I want to pray.
Yeah, yeah.
Then I went back to ask one of the brothers.
Is it Tarawih prayer?
Yes, Tarawih.
With it, yeah.
he started Hanafi fiqh. Like, yeah, that's legit. And I found that even in Morocco, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. But stick to the basic ones.
No, the basic one is even easier.
Yeah, it's actually much easier. So
That's the only the first time
yeah.
I prayed the Asian mosque. I was confused.
yeah.
Before they.
That's Salah.
That's why I knew when I went to the Asian mosque. When I
But it's
prayed
legit.
But of course, nothing's Eid prayer, right? Eid prayer also different from the Eid
Yeah,
prayer
the Eid prayer as well.
because yeah. But anyway, all are accepted, inshallah. Don't worry. Yeah. But stick to the simple ones.
Yeah, I like simple ones.
Yeah. Okay. Now, yeah. So this tahajjud prayer. So everybody here, Fauzi, say that I asked them a question. You are the witness, right? If you know the benefits is good, would you do it? And say yes. So everybody is going to wake up for tahajjud from tomorrow, inshallah. Of course. That's so cheeky. Yeah, alhamdulillah. Yeah. 24 hours sleep, yeah. But it's better when you're always at the lowest heaven. 1/3 of the night. So that means we can wake up about 3 o'clock and all this. Right? Wasil, do you inshallah? Tahajjud? How is he? Brother? Tahajjudnya? Yeah, that's the best, inshallah. Right? Any questions, brothers? Right? So let's move on. So I've covered the most important.
After reaching, you have to sleep in your life.
Sorry?
After Salatul
brothers, yes.
Yeah, after Salatul meeting, you have to sleep little while.
You have to
Then
sleep.
you wake up, then you straight away you can pray.
You're talking about before you, after Isha, you mean?
Yeah, after
Yeah, because I think the Asians are quite, brothers, because the Asians are always used to praying witr after Isha, usually in general, in the mosque, right? That's your question, right? Then you can sleep. Then when you wake up, brothers.
And straight away you pray 2 rakah, 4 rakah.
Yeah, then you wake up tahajjud without witr, because you're done.
You have to pray after Isha.
Yes, because you did one. So I prefer to do witr after tahajjud. So you can do witr at any time after Isha to Fajr time, between that. So, but I know a lot of Asians like to do after Isha. It's no problem. Then when you wake up, just do tahajjud 2, and end it. That's it. And the prayer, either 2, 4, 6, or 8 rak'ah.
No. What I know is it witr after Isha.
You can do that, yes.
Yeah, after Isha you have to pray witr.
Yes.
And if you just sleep to 1 hour, 2 hours,
Yes.
you wake up.
You tahajjud.
Then you straight away you
Yes.
pray tahajjud.
Yes.
And afterward you pray like a sunnah and go to the
For
mosque.
Fajr, yes. But make sure that the Sunnah of Fajr is done after the Fajr prayer, after the Adhan. If Adhan is 6 o'clock, you must do at 6, not before 6.
Oh yeah, your sunnah you can't pray at home. I mean, Salatul Fajr.
Yeah, Fajr is in the
You have
mosque.
to go to the mosque and pray.
Yeah, Sunnah is at home, inshallah. Sunnah of the Fajr, do at home.
So the Adhan comes, right? Let's say the Adhan at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's Sunnah to pray the Sunnah prayers, the 2 rakats of Fajr, for example, at home.
In the mosque, at home, yeah.
Yeah, and then you go to the masjid for the
Fajr prayer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
if you got time, you pray another 2 rakah, you do okay.
Yeah, go to the mosque, but tahtul masjid and all this in the
Yeah,
mosque.
but you pray sunnah at home.
Yes.
And you said you got time to pray another 2 rakah for Tahlil Masjid.
Yeah, it's up to you. Yes, tahtul masjid.
You
Yes.
can pray it, yeah.
Yes,
And
inshallah.
someone say you don't pray anything after sunnah. But
No. Yeah, tahtul masjid is quite
you can
important.
pray at the
Yes,
Tahlil Masjid,
inshallah.
yeah.
Yes.
And Tajud,
Sorry.
is it 2 rakah, 4 rakah, 6 rakah?
Yeah, okay. Two is even numbers, even. So 2 or 4 or 6 or 8 or 10.
Okay.
But 8 is the best, right? Is the most ideal.
And witty, you have to pray 1 rakah will be okay.
Yeah, 1 is okay. Yeah, 1, 3, 5, 7 is up to you. Yes,
Was the 8 one in one go or separate?
separate. Yeah, you can do 4 rak'ah together with 1 tashahud.
Like the.
That will be 1 tashahud at the end. What's your question?
There's quite a few questions.
Okay.
Let's say you do two salah with the mosque.
Yes.
If your mosque is far away, it's like a 15-minute, 20 minutes before.
The salah comes. Then you pray sunnah in the mosque. You have no choice.
The,
You know you missed it. Yeah.
so after Isha, it's best to do with what was it called again? It's the tahajjud and witr.
Tahiyatul masjid.
Yeah, in the masjid. Tahajjud and witr.
Yeah, you can do in the masjid, but better do at home.
Yeah, you can do it at home.
Better, much better.
But what if you do Isha prayer and you finish, then you do witr straight after? You don't need to do that.
No,
You can do that if you
you
want.
can do that up to you, but I think it's a sunnah to do sunnah prayer at home. Agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a sunnah to do a sunnah prayer at home,
Yes.
if you can. Because now we're in the mosque, right? My home is so far away. I do sunnah here, of course. But if I go to the local mosque at home, I do sunnah prayer at home.
So you pray the further.
But one hadith, don't make your home a graveyard.
Yes.
It is
Correct.
authentic, yeah?
Authentic, inshallah.
Yeah,
Yes.
some people, they, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
Then I pray home.
Correct. Yeah.
they are
Bila?
So if you do the sunnah at home, and say you reach masjid early,
Yes.
and when you reach the masjid, it actually empty, and they don't start by. Can you do 2 more sunnah again?
You will do the sunnah of the mosque, which is tahiyatul masjid.
Yeah,
When you enter the mosque immediately, do 2 rak'ah. That's it.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
The two at home and the 2.
2 in the mosque. Yes. Yes. For Fajr. Right. Now let's move on.
One Dakhil Masjid Suraka is very important, is it? It
Yes.
is sunnah, very.
They call it sunnah muakkada. It means it's stress sunnah.
Yeah.
Yes.
If
Stress.
you go to the Maghrib time, sun setting, this time you can pray Suraka as well.
You can.
Okay.
Right. Assalamualaikum.
Your brother.
Okay. Now let's continue. So we talk about tahajjud and witr, brothers. So let's talk about the salah rawatib. That means before, after the obligatory prayers, right? Let's establish the important ones first. We'll call it muakkada, which means the stress sunnah are the 12 that are done. If you do these 12 today, you get a house in Jannah. You do tomorrow, another house in Jannah. Yeah, what is this 12? 2 before Fajr, 4 before Dhuhr, 2 after Dhuhr, 2 after Maghrib, 2 after Isha. This is an authentic hadith that you should do it, right? So that you can get this house in Jannah. The house that you have is not like your house in Paddington, right? But it's a little bit better, inshallah, right? Now, any questions regarding this? So the most important of these 12 is be? Huh?
Is it 10?
Nothing more. Forget about that. The most important of these 12 is before Fajr. If you miss it,
You lost everything in the world.
yeah, according to if you miss it deliberately, you lost everything in this world, right? Now, let's discuss about this. Quite important, right? Now, listen. So when you are traveling, in general, when you shorten your prayers and you combine your prayers, if possible, you have no sunnah prayers to do except for the one in Fajr. It's so important. Prophet Muhammad has never missed it, right?
The other one,
Excuse. If you are doing it in London and you are overseas for a few days, right? You still get the reward of your sunnah prayers, right? So yes, Fajr one you will do when overseas, right? So how do you do it? Fajr prayer sunnah. We understand from the hadith that it is 2 raka'ah. The first raka'ah is sunnah to recite Al-Fatiha and Kafirun. Second raka'ah Al-Fatiha and Al-Ikhlas. The sunnah. Secondly, the timing is different. It must or should be done quickly, more quickly than the rest, right? But of course, without compromising your position. So your boat must still be still. So that means it is done quicker than your sunnah of the Dhuhr and Asar. This hadith is very clear, right? So perhaps remember when you do your ruku', what do you say? Subhana Rabbiyal Azim 3 times. Perhaps you can do once, right? And then with Arabic freely, just do once, perhaps, right? So it is to speed up your following the sunnah, right? Your tashahud, we can also end at Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. That's it. You can just say salam, right? So this is the sunnah to do it quicker than any other sunnah, but not to the extent of compromising your validity of your salah. Do you understand? So your boat must be still and all this. Okay. Any questions? Right. So this is important to understand. Yes.
Is that when you're traveling, let's say, or normal?
Normal or traveling, the sunnah of the fajr is always quicker than any other sunnah. Yeah. And if you can do it at home, inshallah. Sorry to say this, because most of the Asian people, they go do in the mosque. Nothing wrong, but it's better to do a sunnah at home, right? To get more reward. And don't forget, brothers, when you go to the mosque, do make effort to do your wudu at home, to get the reward of the angels making dua for you and all this.
And
Right?
the shorter, travel, how far you be, how many miles you travel?
Shorten.
Yeah.
So according to some scholars, it is, brothers, according to scholars, it's about 48 miles, if I'm not mistaken.
Sorry,
48 miles.
48 miles.
Yeah, according to some, sorry? About 80 kilometers, so 48 miles.
Yeah, I'm thinking you said it at 48 kilometers. Yeah. Because 50 miles is 8 kilometers.
Yes, right. So 48 miles around there.
Why people are in the house time, Makkah to Mina?
Yes,
How many miles? How many miles is this?
I'm not sure, but
They are short.
yeah, but this is a sunnah because Prophet ﷺ shortened the prayers in Mina, in Hajj. He shortened it, so we just follow. Yeah. Okay. Now, questions. Now these are the 12 mu'akkada sunnah that we know that we should do, right? Yeah. Besides this, are there any other sunnah that to do before and after the salah? No, we did before. We tahajjud we did together. No, I'm thinking before and after the.
Before Asr.
Yeah, before Asr we can do 4. The hadith? No, we discussed before. Yeah, so Prophet made dua, Ya Allah, have mercy on those who do 4 before Asr. You can do 2, of course, but because of this hadith, I'll do 4. But 4 in general is most scholars say you break up into 2 and 2. 2 says salam, 2 says it's much better. Yes.
Sorry. What about nafil prayer? Is that the same?
Well, I know this is for me.
That's 12 as well.
It's less of important,
Okay, that's
but it's a sunnah. But don't get, for me, sunnah is sunnah. Just don't get yourself confused in the nafil and all this. Hold on, I haven't finished the salah before the rawatib, right? Before and after, right? What other sunnahs that we do before and after the salah? If you do 4 before the whole, 4 after the whole, we discussed before, you get protection from punishment of hellfire. So 4 before and 4 after. Hadith is authentic.
Is that a separate? You see the 4 before? Is that a separate
Same.
one?
So that means
So the ones of the 12.
that means you do this 6, right? Then just add another 2 after that
Okay.
to get the reward. Yeah.
Did you get better or did you pray 4 and 4 after?
Yes, you also yes.
Sheikh, if you stay after further in the mosque,
Yes.
and when the sun rises,
Yeah. Go through it later, inshallah. We're going to go through later because this is called Ishraq prayer. Ishraq prayer. Yeah, but I'm going to go through later. Don't worry, inshallah. Right. So let's focus about brothers. Pay attention. Let's focus upon sunnah before and after. No other questions because there's so many sunnahs to do, right? So what other sunnah that's available? No.
Oh, as in
Before and after the prayer, obligation prayers. What other things are available? Yeah, so there's always a sunnah prayer in between adhan and iqamah.
Oh, yeah.
Do you agree? So that's why some people are praying. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I have to make that clear.
No, I'll come to it later. Later. Thank you for reminding me. But that means before Maghrib, there's a sunnah prayer. Before Isha, there's sunnah prayer, right? And also there's a hadith, right? The best dua is the dua between adhan and iqamah. So in that sunnah prayer, do long sujud. You agree? Because not only you are in your prayer, you are in your sujud, and of course you are in between adhan and iqamah. So don't play with the mobile phones and all this. Do all this extra worship, inshallah. Okay? Questions? So these are the things that I need to say for the sunnah prayer before or after the obligatory prayers. Close case. Right? So let's go to another sunnah prayers. Yes.
So the one before Maghrib, is it recommended because like it's like the time when the sun sets, right? I heard like it's not very.
No.
It's after adhan. It's after adhan.
Yeah, after adhan.
Before iqamah.
After
That
adhan.
10-minute period.
In between, right?
Yeah.
Yes. After adhan. So there's always, the hadith is very clear, right? There's always a sunnah prayers between adhan and iqamah. Right? Another Indonesian, late again. So
So what's up with your people?
sorry?
What's up with your people?
I know. Please ask forgiveness for us. Okay. Now, okay, let's talk a little bit about the, I know it's not related, but it's related in a sense, the forbidden times to pray. It's quite important, right? Because we need to explain what prayers are forbidden. Is it every prayer forbidden or what, right? So the 3 times of prayers that are forbidden are, first one,
During summer, 15 minutes, up to 15 minutes after Isha.
first of all, after Fajr,
Oh, yeah.
after Fajr in general, right? After your Fajr. Of course, you will pray Fajr, you pray Fajr, right? After your Fajr until sunrise, about 10 minutes, is forbidden time to pray. Agree?
Yeah. Why? Hold on.
Just forbidden, just remember this, right?
Okay.
Secondly, when the sun is on top, at the zenith, they call it, right? Zenith means exactly
Is that the name?
zenith.
Yeah.
I just put that as highest point.
Okay, on the zenith, top, right? So usually it's about maybe 15 minutes before the Dhuhr, usually, right? Around there. But for about 10 minutes around there, right? Last one is after Asar, between Asar and Maghrib. Now, what prayers are not permitted to pray is the prayers that has no meaning. That means, yeah, that means I'm so free, I want to do raka'ah, then it's not allowed. But if I come to the mosque, let's say Maghrib time is 6 o'clock today, I come at about 5:45, I can do Tahiyatul Masjid because I have a reason to pray. If I do wudu, there's a sunnah prayer after wudu, I can do the 2 sunnah after wudu because there's a reason to pray. Okay, so the ones are not allowed are those that has no reason, got nothing to do. So as a rule of thumb, brothers, just as a hint, if you are in Medina, in Rawdah, right, you know that in Rawdah is a place in Medina, the Prophet's mosque, that if you make dua to Allah, you're making dua as if you are in the gardens of Jannah. Other than Tahiyatul Masjid, you cannot pray any more prayers. Do you agree? Because you have,
at that time.
at that time, you have to be careful when you choose your salah. Do you agree?
Yes.
Right? So always remember that to choose the time properly, because you're at that point forbidden time to pray. You cannot pray any prayer. Just Tahiyatul Masjid. That's it. Then you lose a lot of things.
Yeah, that's even worse.
The reason why I was allowed to stay there for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, because every time when they rush people out, because every 15 minutes they rush people out. Because every time they rush people out, I was in the state of prayer.
He forced me out. He said, hurry up.
No. Carry on. Yeah. So be careful. This is just a hint that you need to remember when you go to Umrah. Yeah? You cannot pray any other prayers in Tahiyatul Masjid. Let's say, because all of us will be given a slot, right? Was it in Rawdah, maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And you know the best prayer is not okay, I finish my prayer, just make dua. That's not the best prayer. It's in your salah, in your sujud.
So that's okay.
So better to choose a time that is not in the forbidden time to pray.
Oh, that's
I have a question. You know, during when I think when the sun was setting, it was still past that time. And I
Yeah.
prayed the Sunnah for Asr, and then I prayed my actual. So is that okay?
Yes, okay. Because there's a reason to pray.
Yeah, I remember you called me up one time.
Yeah.
About
I can't remember.
Must have been after Asr.
Yeah.
Can't have been before.
Can't remember. Anyway,
Because there's no Sunnah after Asr. That's
Yeah,
why I did that.
okay. So let's move on. What sunnah prayers do we now talk about? Tahiyatul Masjid. I know I love Sheikh Hakim, Hakim Al-Hakim, right? One of the best. But what he said, I disagree. Because he said that the sunnah prayer of the mosque is obligatory. You'll be sinning. He said that. I heard it very well. Right? So,
That's a big claim.
not a big claim. He said that.
That's a big claim.
That's a big claim.
For him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Allah knows best. But anyway,
Really?
so anyway, I disagree because you do your best. But it is very important because how did the hadith came about, the Tahiyatul Masjid?
With the law.
No.
Well, the problem is the khutbah, isn't it?
Yes.
And then someone came in and they just sit down and stand down.
Yes, he was giving a khutbah, Prophet ﷺ, and somebody came in and sit down.
It was Jum'ah time.
And he stopped the sermon and he said, have you done sunnah prayers? If you're not done, then you do it now. So technically, it's important to do it, but I wouldn't put it obligatory. Right? So do your best. Now, it has to be done before you sit down. Right? So don't go in the mosque, talk to people, and then you sit down, then you do it. This may not be accepted. Yes. Sorry? Yeah, but Prophet was trying to point it out to him. It's a lesson to learn. It's okay, right? Now, brothers, Tahiyatul Masjid. And this is quite, sorry to say this, right? I find it quite annoying, especially with the Asians, right? Of course. When the Iqamah has started, especially for Fajr, right? I've seen it in front of my own eyes, right? Just break your prayer and join the Jama'ah.
That's what sunnah after the
You-
Adhan, when you join it straight away.
There's a hadith, right? There's no sunnah prayer when the obligatory has started. The worst thing I've seen is when somebody went to the mosque and a prayer almost finished, right? Refused to join the main prayer, do his own sunnah prayer, he missed the whole thing.
That's even worse.
Do you know what I mean? So always remember this, right? Always join the Jama'ah. So that means you have missed the Tahiyatul Masjid and you cannot make up for it. So once the prayer is finished, obligation is finished, you cannot, oh, I haven't done Tahiyatul Masjid, I want to do Tahiyatul Masjid. No, you cannot. You finished, you missed the game. Right? So that means you need to go earlier for the reward Tahiyatul Masjid. Yeah, so remember this.
Well, Sheikh, you know the sunnah before Fajr, if you miss it, can you say after?
Okay, good question, right? So if I were to miss, for example, I'm late, right? Let's say I wake up late, right? That means it's 10 minutes before sunrise or whatever it is, or 50 minutes before sunrise. I will do the obligatory prayer first, then the sunnah after that, right? Or if I were to go to the mosque, I'm late, right? I haven't done the sunnah prayers. So I do the Jama'ah first, then I do after that the two sunnah prayers of the before the Fajr, do after it, inshallah.
That's for any.
Same thing for the Dhuhr prayer. They say I'm late because meetings and all this. I came to the mosque, the obligatory prayer has started. So after finish the mosque, Imam says salam, I finish my prayer. I can do the 4 before and 4 after the obligatory prayers. Erika. Yes.
How about Asr?
Asar?
Yeah, you wanted to do Sunnah Asr.
No, because Asar is not muakkada.
What?
Asar prayer is not stress sunnah. So there's no hadith that you do it. Only for the stress sunnah. Yes. Okay. Yes. Questions?
But it is very important if you heard Akama, Allahu Akbar, and you break your sunnah quick.
This is what happened, right, brother? If I'm in the second rak'ah,
Yeah, the second rak'ah.
that means I almost finished. I do quickly finish this and then join. But if I'm the first rak'ah, I just started, then I need to break. Yes. How do I break the prayer?
Just go.
Just go. Don't need to say Assalamu alaikum. Just go. Yes.
But only in that case.
Indonesians?
Indonesians we break. Just stop and then.
So okay, really?
Yeah, yeah. But my mom's
Okay.
there.
You redeem yourself. Okay. Now, yes.
How do you break the sunnah? Do you
Let's go. Let's
don't
go.
need to say salam.
Even when you go to the toilet in your break, let's go. And then the sunnah to, because you want to pretend as if you got a bleeding nose. Because it's very embarrassing, right? You pass wind and always. Is it from say you do this so that and you walk that so that people know they're bleeding nose. Very funny.
If you actually was bleeding, would you do that? Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
You want to let it do
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Now the next sunnah is sunnah after wudu. What is the hadith? So what happened?
Footsteps.
Yes.
Jannah.
When? At which event? Isra Mi'raj. Right? During the journey from Mecca to Jerusalem and ascend to heaven, there was a footsteps heard in paradise. Jibril said, "Oh, that's your companions Bilal." So Muhammad went back to Mecca and asked, "What did you do?" And he said, Bilal anhu said, "Oh, after I do my wudu, I do two sunnah." Now, the fact that Prophet did not say, "No, you shouldn't do this," that means it become a sunnah. Right? He acknowledged it. That means it's okay. Right? So it is important.
So you just started doing it, but
Yeah.
for the Prophet.
Yes. So because Bilal the Prophet was there, it's not innovation. Because he would have stopped it. Yeah. So for your practice and my practice, perhaps if you do two sunnah after wudu, we can hear our footsteps in Jannah, inshallah, right? It's kind of important, right? To do whatever we can to get a place in Jannah. This ultimate goal, right? In this life, to please Allah, to get His love and mercy in order to get Jannah. That's all, right? Questions? Now let's talk about duha prayer, right? There are three kinds of duha prayer, three types, all classified as duha. The first step, as the brother said, about when you do your prayer, Fajr, in the mosque for the brothers, you stay in that position and do your wudu, do your adhkar, do your Quran, whatever it is, remember Allah. And then about 15 minutes after the sunrise, then you do 2 rak'ah. This is called Ishraq prayers. In general, if you don't pray in the mosque, you're not counted for the brothers. Do you agree? Unless of course reading is a different story, right? Because so the reward of this Ishraq is Hajj or Umrah, yeah? This one. It's quite important.
It's Hajj and Umrah, isn't it? Both.
Both. Is it easy to do? No. Sorry? Yeah, of course. I used to think it's not. Then I went to research. I said, how can it be so ridiculous? But it's not easy, you know. Difficult because you have to be in the spot, and not many mosques are open, right? So if they go, you lose all the reward. You're finished. But inshallah, Allah will show mercy. It's not your fault. Sorry? Precisely. No, but you know your mosque closed every day. But it's true. Have your intention, whatever it is. Yeah, 2 or 4. You can do it. Yeah. Okay. This is the first duha. It's considered as a duha prayer. Second duha is anything when the sun is above 1/6 has risen, and until maybe about 12 o'clock, right? This is the second duha. What is the reward?
All your joints are praising.
Glorifying Allah. Allah 360 joints glorifying Allah, and this duha will be enough to replace this, the glorifications. Yeah. How many rakahs? It is sunnah to pray. It's 2, but better to pray 4, according to the hadith. Right?
For the protection of Allah, from Allah.
No.
For your bones.
Yes, sadaqah as a form of glorification. To be grateful to Allah. Right? So don't miss it. It's huge. I think Indonesians are over the board, you know. The children, every time, I know because my nieces all when the school is for them, they have to do duha all the time. Right? Do you agree? Right?
Primary schools, they always tell people to do.
And the whole relax. The whole don't do.
Duha, right?
But Dhuhr don't do. Do duha.
But that's the opposite, isn't it?
You see, I criticize my people. So not just you guys.
You don't discriminate.
We discriminate everybody, even myself. We discriminate even myself, so it's okay. Now, the third duha is somewhere about half an hour to 40 minutes before the whole. This is called awabin. Awabin is part of duha. The reward is the same, just a bit later. I'm just thinking about the hadith, right? So you can do any time to get the reward of duha. Try to do it because, brothers, on the day of judgment, even the person who has prostrated to Allah will wish that he will come back to the earth to do more things, right? So whatever things that is an opportunity to have good deeds, do it, inshallah, right? It's very important. Next sunnah prayers will be
After Maghrib. No, before Maghrib. And then Iqamah.
We said that.
we finished the story. I closed the chapter already on the before and
No,
after.
I'm
Surah.
talking about like today, like what's our next sunnah? If you
No. Right. What have we not discussed? The janazah prayer. Assalamualaikum. Assalamualaikum. Tahajud ya? Tahajud. Tahajud ya? Tahajud ya? Now, janazah prayer. You know, janazah prayer is the prayer that has one of the most rewards.
Yes.
What is the reward, janazah prayer?
Only if you follow it to the graveyard.
No.
That's what I was told.
No.
No.
Just the prayer itself.
Yes, one Uhud,
I think you have to follow it.
one Qirat. If you follow the grave, another Qirat, so two Qirat. Yes, that is very Qirat is a Mount Uhud, a big mountain, whatever it is. Big mountain in Medina. Uhud, yeah.
So what, so that's a critique,
Yeah, Matan good deeds, literally. Right? So just by praying 2 rak'ah. So stuff like just you know, I've been teaching ever since 11 o'clock, non-stop. Literally. He was there. 11 o'clock.
We do even in the sisters' class.
No. we had an Umrah class before the 11. Right? So anyway, so what is the ruling of the of this prayer? Janazah prayer. What's the ruling? Assalamualaikum.
I'm going to quite far.
Okay, Jazakallah khair. It's good to meet you. Jazakallah khair.
Assalamualaikum.
Come next week again,
Fardu kifayah. Good.
Yes.
Right, which means community obligations. That means one person, if nobody does it, you get the sin.
Yeah.
So one person must do it, at least.
That janazah.
Yeah, the janazah, right? So
Even by myself.
no, as in one person, as in at least one person would do it and lead the prayer,
Okay.
janazah prayer, right? Now, which hopefully hardly happens. Surely, inshallah, it will be taken care because a tremendous reward of the funeral prayer, right? The reward, as I said, one mountain of good deeds. If you follow to the thing, is even better. So the trick is, brothers, pray your obligatory prayers in a big mosque like this or Islamic mosque. You get all the Islamic mosque all the
Because
time.
they even do salat al-ghaib. Someone in some
Yes.
other country can
Yes, I'm surprised you got it because a lot of Asians don't like this.
Oh yeah.
They do it in Islamic mosque.
I know, but Islamic mosque is Quran and Sunnah,
But not the local, they don't do the local.
not Asians.
Sorry?
I don't know what the prayer is. I don't know what the prayer is.
Some Asian ones, they don't do concept mosque.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
don't allow applications.
Yeah. And that is a different story. Yeah, I know. Okay, so brothers, how do you do the janazah prayer? 4 takbirs, right? The more common sunnah or the more authentic sunnah is to leave out the hand only on the first one.
Yeah.
right? Only the first one, and you say Allahu Akbar, and first of all you say Al-Fatiha, and then wala dhalin amin. Then we Imam say Allahu Akbar, you just say Allahu Akbar like this. It is accepted that Indonesians do this, right? So, but it's okay, but more, I'm talking about always Indonesians. No, you can, but better to not just read this. It's okay, we're not Indonesia. So.
You know, in the fourth, I don't know what was like. I just know that the third or fourth was like.
Listen, I'm going to do it. Okay, first raka'ah, first takbir, Allahu Akbar, Al-Fatiha, wala dhalin amin. Second, Allahu Akbar, and you say Allahu Akbar, and then you say, yeah, from Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad at the end, innaka hamidun majid. Yes, right.
So when they give Janazah, it's wrong then. Because when they say Allahu Akbar, then we put the Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
No, you can do that. But you can do that. Yeah, that is for me. I've done my research. That is stronger opinion. Only the first one. But it's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, stronger opinion. Only the first one, right? Please don't tell the Imam that they're doing wrongly. They might tell the Imam, you're doing wrongly, you know. I've been in trouble. They can do it, but yeah. Okay, so second takbir from Allahumma salli ala Muhammad in the end. The third one is the dua for the deceased. Anything that you want to say, right? Now, fourth takbir is dua for everybody of not just keep quiet. And it is sunnah to say salam only on the right. There, salam, that's it. And the prayer. That's a sunnah. Right? It's a sunnah. And I've done all the research. But there's nothing wrong to do right and left. Right? There's nothing wrong. Right? But it's better to be on the right only. You go to Mecca, Medina, it's only on the right.
I was surprised because I'm used to in London they do on website.
Islam is not based in London. Okay, so this is Janazah prayer. Any questions? As I said, the trick to earn more rewards pray in a bigger mosque. You can pray the Janazah prayer, inshallah. A lot of reward. Yes, Marcel? Yes. No, the person who is passed away. Yeah, there's a few. Just pick one. If not, just in your own language, make a dua for the deceased.
I like to make a dua for the family of the deceased.
It's not prescribed.
Sorry. Oh, there is okay. Always remember the dua for a child and dua for adult is very different.
Yeah.
Adult dua is of forgiveness of a disease. The child, inshallah, and the Jannah. So no need forgiveness, but I ask Allah to grant the parents' intercession, or the baby intercession to intercede for the parents, right? Because usually, inshallah, they get the Jannah, right? Just in what do you call it, in Mecca, Medina, you just need to know which one is which.
Yeah, they say it.
They say yeah. But people who do not know.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, other questions? Any questions so far? Now let's move on to other sunnah. What are the sunnah that we missed out? Eid prayer.
Yeah, that's what we say as well.
Yes. It is not obligatory, but it's good, of course, right? To celebrate, right? The difference between the two Eid wouldn't be more stark. Which is the bigger Eid? Yeah, but our culture, the first one, 1 month of celebrations in Singapore. 1 month celebration in Singapore. It is. Yeah. Yeah. So this, you see, so all fair square, I'm criticizing myself, so it's fine. So anyway, why is the second Eid bigger, brothers? Why is the Eid Adha bigger? Why is it bigger? Eid Adha. The Ummah. Many reasons. First of all, is celebrating the Ummah, the unity of Ummah. Secondly, the Deen was completed in Arafah. Right? Deen was complete. Many things to celebrate. But so so the celebration is for the Ummah, whereas the Eid al-Ramadan is celebration for yourself, your own achievement for Ramadan. So significantly, a lot of difference actually, right? But I don't know why we did the other way. Right? Whereas in Singapore, Malaysia, they have all these Eid songs on like Christmas song, right? They got this. Right. So this is as it is, right? So we have this what we call the Eid prayer. So what it well, let me. I don't know about the other side, the Hanafi's method
What do they do?
different anyway.
So do you do sometimes? It's still free.
4 times I don't know what they do, but anyway, it is accepted.
Yeah, it's fine.
But sometimes it's so embarrassing, because I'm not supposed to go for ruku. I do more ruku, and actually they do takbir. So anyway, the more common method is this, right? To do first takbir, how many times? 7 times. And then this is where you lift up all the time.
You have to lift up.
Yes, 7 times.
Sure.
And then your Al-Fatiha. For just for the Imam. Second one is 5 times.
And you also still lift up every time.
Yes. Right. This is Eid prayer. Eid prayer, right? So 7 takbir, first rak'at. Second rak'at is 5 takbir. Recitation sunnah for Imam is Al-Fatiha and Al-A'la, 87, right? And then Al-Fatiha and Al-Ghashiyah, 88 for the second rak'at. Yes, sunnah, but usually they don't recite that.
Sometimes I've seen different.
Yeah. Okay. So it's good to attend, of course, right? But in my culture, again, people are so busy with bazaar and all this, they're so tired, they miss everything. Okay. Other things that we miss out? Salat Taubah. Taubah is not part of the criteria that or the conditions that your Taubah or repentance is accepted. Even if you don't do this, you will still, inshallah, if you fulfill the criteria. What is the criteria of repentance? Sorry?
You stop the sin.
Yeah.
That's the first one, though.
So the first one, of course, intention for the sake of Allah.
Oh, okay.
Then after that, you regret what you are doing and intend not to do again. This is the main thing, right? It's a bonus if you can do this, but always remember, people making a mistake. What is mistake? Mistakes of people. Mistakes of the people. They think that this is for every sin. This tawbah is only for the sin that you did, right? So let's say you gamble, whatever it is, right? For the past week, then make tawbah after that for this gambling, not for the things that you did 2 years ago. So this is the difference. Only for that, not for any other things.
That's sunnah that you have to once of your lifetime, isn't it?
Right?
That's sunnah that
I'm going to cover that. All the bid'ah of the sunnah prayers. Right? So this is salat tawbah. Good that you do. Of course, you know that inshallah, you know from the hadith that the angels will not write down your deeds, your bad deeds, until 6 hours. So, but don't time yourself. I just did something. Now it's 5 o'clock. Now it's 5 o'clock, right? Wait until 11 o'clock. Then just 5 minutes before that. Right? But you know people will do this, right? No, you know people will do this because humans are humans, right? So
Is there any specific timings for all that prayer?
I think do straight away as soon as possible, right? So it's important, right, that we do this. I will do this if I make any mistakes, right? Other sunnah prayers.
Sorry, including the forbidden times.
Right? Yeah.
Because very,
Because it's some. This is the reason to do it. Istikhara,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Istikhara. I hope I don't have my notes now. I don't know where my notes are. But anyway, istikhara, right? Istikhara prayer is a prayer that you should do in order. I don't know. I cannot find it. That you need Allah's counsel for anything, right? Whether it's not just about marriage, right? Which people think only about marriage. It's about anything. Should I work in this job, right? Sorry? Any decisions, not about should I go to the gym or not. Right? So this is important to do, right? And it's quite important that we actually ask Allah's counsel, because the dua itself is amazing, right? In summary, it's about if it is good for us and the deen, make it easy for us. If it's bad for us and the deen, make it away from us. So it's quite important, right? Now, the mistakes of istikharah prayer is that some people already know what they're going to do. Just like going through motion, right? You would never get Allah's signs because Allah's signs are very subtle, right? So and I experienced, not me, but I did this another story, but some of my students did istikhara prayer. The signs are so obvious. It's not just a dream, right? For example, let's say you want to marry somebody, right? Things got difficult, parent-in-laws and all these things happen. There is not a coincidence. That's from Allah completely, right? So if you refuse to take this as a sign and you still continue to marry, you have only yourself to blame if things got bad. I know one brother had this problem with a future wife for years and years and years and refused because the parents-in-laws came in and made a mess of it and still wanted to marry this girl. I said, stop it. The sign, even I in the picture, I know what the sign. And alhamdulillah, he stopped it. And after 6 months, married another person, got a kid right now, 2 kids. Alhamdulillah. Moroccan. Right? So it is important because only Allah knows the unseen, right? Al-Alim, the All-Knower, Al-Khabir, all those names, right? Allah knows everything, right? So, yes, right? So we do need to seek Allah's guidance in anything in order not to be misguided by our decision. Always remember, brothers, our job is just to make dua, put effort. The final decision is never from us, not from Allah. He will plan according to what He thinks is best for us. Yeah. وَعَسَىٰ أَن تَكْرَهُ شَيْئًا وَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ وَعَسَىٰ أَن تُحِبُّوا شَيْئًا وَهُوَ شَرٌّ لَكُمْ وَاللَّهُ يَعْلَمُ وَأَنْتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. Surah number? Verse number? 216. Right? Perhaps the thing that is hateful for you is good. But I feel the thing that is good for you is hateful for you, is evil. Allah knows, but you do not know. Right? Remember, it's very important in Istikhara prayer to do it, inshallah, in any major decisions that you want to make in life. Any other things that I've missed out?
Ustaz, you put the dua on the group chat, please.
Inshallah.
The salah for asking for rain,
Yes.
and also what's the solar eclipse?
I was going to say that.
You already said that.
No, I was about to say the solar eclipse. They call it Salah Kasuf, yeah?
Yeah.
Kasuf, right? This is the eclipse prayer.
Yes.
Right? Now, brothers, eclipse, you must never follow the West. The Western attitude is, oh, gather everybody together, take photos, party. You know, the solar eclipse in the United States, they have all this gathering and flag, all this. Do you agree? That's what they do. Islam views the eclipse as one of the signs of their judgment. It's a fearful thing. Muhammad SAW went back home quickly, right? Because he was fearful that their judgment is coming, and he was quickly called the people, right, to do the khutbah and then the salah and all this. Right? So always remember, right? It is eclipse is always one of the signs of their judgment, something to be feared about, not to be publicized, to be celebrated, and all this, right? So the first thing that we should do, inshallah, is for us to find a mosque that does this. Not many mosques does this. Alhamdulillah, right?
Yeah.
So, because I can't remember, I think, do you do the khutbah first and salah? Okay, anyway, sorry, because my nose is not here, so I can't remember. It's quite rare to do eclipse prayer in general, right? So it's either this, right? So there's the khutbah and 2 rak'ah, right? I won't say things I do not know well, but again, it's one of these. So after the khutbah, to the 2 rak'ah of the, and the 2 rak'ah is different. Why is it? How different is this?
Sorry?
Ayman, how is the 2 rak'ah is different from your other prayers? What do you do? So you go to your ruku', right?
Yeah.
Then you stand up again. You say Al-Fatiha again. There are 2 ruku' in 1 rak'ah. I'm sure you did it before. I cannot remember because it's so special.
It was long ago, I'll be honest.
Yeah. Right. So anyway, I can remember there's a 2 ruku'. So after you say Allahumma hamda, you start with another verse of the Quran, right? And it's supposed to be long long recitations. This is Sunnah. The only thing I can remember is which one comes first, right? Khutbah or the Salah. And sorry, just now, but I forgot about the Eid prayer, right? There's also khutbah. No, after, right? So just confused which one is which, right? Now, khutbah, now the difference with the khutbah in Eid prayer is not like the Jumu'ah prayer, right? The Jumu'ah prayer is very strict. You cannot even say shh somebody because that made your Jumu'ah invalid, right? So in the Eid prayer, you can talk whatever it is. It's not obligatory to sit for the even for the khutbah. Yes.
Is it okay to gesture to someone like
Yes. Yes. You know what's the worst part of Jumu'ah prayer? I'm sure you've seen it. People are actually texting messages and all this. No. Yeah. Because brothers, technology has changed. Even though we have been talking a lot in the subjects in Islam, for example, about the evils of the tongue. It's not just the tongue, right? It's not evils of the finger, right? Which is not on the technology then, of course. So evils of the tongue, same is evils of the, you can backbite by typing anyway. So do be careful. Just because you want to be funny, it's not about just the tongue, it's about the fingers.
So what if you did it unintentionally?
Sorry?
What if you said something in Judah unintentionally? Because in a mosque here, there's like 2 floors, right? So upstairs, the speakers aren't really that bad because the khutbah's downstairs. And I was like, I can't hear what the Imam is saying. And then I just I remembered this.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shoot.
Yeah, it shouldn't. Yeah.
It's still valid.
Allah knows best.
Yeah.
I cannot say. But the hadith is very clear. You must not talk at all. Not even shh.
But even if he thinks it's invalid, he still has to continue the salah. Right?
Yeah, let's continue. Yeah. Oh. No. In good street Mosque, oh, well, let's go for pizza outside. Okay. Khutbah first. So it's like a Eid prayer. Okay, alhamdulillah. Let's go. Yeah, and the ruku', right? You do 2 ruku'.
Yes.
Right.
Is the khutbah always in Arabic?
What do you mean?
Because
which prayer?
Last Friday, right? They gave one imam gave a speech, and then the actual main Somali imam gave another speech, and then we started praying after.
Oh, this is an innovation. So in general, brothers, the Asian mosques, as you know, right? Always Asian mosques, right? They will always do this pre-show first, pre-khutbah first, which is not in any sunnah, right? So they want to explain in English first, right? And they do this for perhaps in Urdu or in English for half an hour. Then the adhan came. Then the very short sermon in Arabic, only 1 to 2 minutes, then finish. And this shouldn't be the way.
That's what I'm confused as well. I don't pray in Jumu'ah because I don't pray
No. This was them. Yeah. So now it's very important to understand, right, Ayman? What's the purpose of the sermon on Friday? Muslims, and to inform, to give knowledge. Perhaps some people, as you know, right, we are humans, people only listen to any talks only on Friday. The worst thing can happen is that you do a sermon that nobody understands in the community. So you should do a sermon in language that you can understand. English, of course. Yeah, in general, right? So we are not in Saudi Arabia. We are in London. Yeah, whatever it is, half, whatever it is. But at least you can understand, can benefit from the Jumu'ah, inshallah. Right? Yes.
The worst thing is when the front row and the second row and the third row, everybody.
Yeah. So.
What card that?
Yeah.
And when I go to different matches, I don't see that. Not East London, everybody up listening to Cookman. Evil Brixton, everywhere, Luton, everybody listening to Cookman.
Because Bilal, it's interesting. You go to good. Honestly, we go Good Street Mosque last week. Anybody in Good Street Mosque? Everybody was listening because I also was crying because talking about many things, about issues. They like to go to Palestine as alhamdulillah. So talking about all this, this is Muslim world, from Saudi. They talk about all this. Yeah. As I say, let's go pizza. Okay. Rain.
Yes, rain.
What is the rain prayer? I can't remember. I've never done it before.
I've never either.
Yeah. And then let's. Sorry. And then there's also a prayer which again need to study about the prayer of fear prayer when in your battles. Yes, right. So
it's very, very weird. It's weird in the sense like it's not like it's even more different to some other.
Yes. So
like you pray in steps. It's
because one person is back row is standing up because enemies are maybe shooting at them and all this, right? So anyway, let's not discuss this because it's quite rare. Yeah. And my notes are not here. So okay, let's talk lastly about innovations of some of the Sunnah prayers. Your culture, right? They pray this prayer, salat hajat. Hajat. Sorry? It's not istikhara, right? Hajat is then when you have something, a wish. It's not, they don't know istikhara, it's a hajat. Some wish, they just pray to rak'at. They do no dua. So they do it quite often. Right? So be careful with this. Salah hajat. It's quite important. Very Malaysian always commit this. Hajat is something. It's not istikhara. Yeah, hajat, yes. Second one is to say salat tasbih. Tasbih is the one that you do once in a lifetime. I don't know, so many things, so many complications. Yeah, once in a lifetime, right? I do not know. It's so obscure that if it's important, surely the hadith must be very clear, but it's not. Yeah. Yeah, tasbih and hajat is very common in terms of innovation, so you have to be careful. Yeah, of doing this, right? Any things that I've missed out, the innovations of the salah?
Oh, the one that was the marriage.
Just before Jum'ah.
Oh yeah, thank you. Right.
Oh yeah.
Now in Jum'ah, sorry, especially Asian mosques, right? You guys always do it, right? The worst part, like in Leytonstone, right? They would actually okay, Sunnah now. Everybody's do Sunnah together, right? Now always remember, Jum'ah and Dhuhr is very different. But Jum'ah consists of the khutbah, the sermon, and the two rak'ah of the Jum'ah prayer. Sorry?
Is that a pillar of Jum'ah?
Of course. Yeah, of course. It goes hand in hand, right?
Okay.
That's why you cannot talk during the khutbah.
I'm talking about the two after the loud ones. The Sunnah one.
Okay, remind me after this. Let's talk about bid'ah first.
Okay.
Right? So the hadith is very, very clear. You never see Prophet Muhammad pray anything when he went to the mosque on Fridays except the Tahiyatul Masjid.
Yes.
It's very clear. Right? So as it is today, right, in London in general, right, a lot of people think that is a Dhuhr prayer. So after the adhan came, they would pray sunnah of the, they thought it's Dhuhr, they pray 2 or 4 rak'ah after that, which makes an innovation. You have to be careful with this, because your intention is wrong, because your intention, okay, after adhan, I need to do 2 rak'ah. But Jum'ah and Dhuhr is different. So you have to differentiate that. Even we discussed before, okay, we haven't talked about the traveler prayer, right? So Safar, they just to Qasar and Qamar, we haven't talked about it, right?
So, just in summary, Jummah, you just go for the khutbah, you pray your 2 rak'ah, and then you're done.
No, we are going to go deeper after this, inshallah, right? Before we end, inshallah. So don't, just because everybody's standing up, you don't have to be compelled or pressurized to stand up. Because people look at you and know, what is this Jahil doing, standing up. I just sometimes I quite embarrassed, like everything. Okay, I just pretend to do something. So yes.
Oh, but you have the hadith that says between Azan and Iqamah, there's always Sunnah. We can't use that.
No, can't. Yeah, because the Prophet has never done it before. Right? So that's why you stick to this, right? I know it's got complicated, but let's say you come early. You can pray. I've got nothing to do, just to pray 2 rak'ah. Not with the intention of the sunnah after adhan. Okay? Right? So this is quite important to not to stick to the majority. Where did Allah say in the Quran?
When you follow the majority, you'll be surely the losers.
Almost that. وَإِن تُطِعْ أَكْثَرَ النَّاسِ مَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ يُضِلُّكَ عَنْ سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ إِنْ يَتَّبِعُونَ إِلَّا ظَنًّا وَإِنْهُمْ إِلَّا يَخْرُصُونَ. Surah number 6, verse 116. If you obey most of those on the earth, they will mislead you far away from Allah's path. They do nothing but guessing, assumptions, and do nothing but lie. Surah number 6, verse 116. Right? So don't follow majority. Yes.
Why do they do that? What's their belief?
I think there must be some hadith that is not weak, that's weak, or just the traditions and cultures, because they think that is dhuhr.
But the thing like you must do a sort of the Iqama and
Or there may be a hadith that is not strong
Because
and all
I'm
this.
so confused
Right?
on Friday, right? Because like obviously I heard that the hadith like said on the group chat that you can't talk in Jummah yet. And I was like, praying Sunnah, what? Sunnah. I was like, I'm not meant to be reciting, right?
No, it's fine. Pray. Yeah, pray is different, right? Now after the Jumu'ah, right? If you are praying your Sunnah in the mosque, that's what I'm doing because I have work to do. Then you pray 4 rak'ah as a Sunnah, 2 and 2. If you're praying the Sunnah at home, it is 2 rak'ah in the hadith. Yeah, I'll go to the office and pray. Yeah, 2. After Jumu'ah, yeah. So before Jumu'ah, other than Tahiyatul Masjid, there's no other prayer. After that, then either 2 or 4 depends on where you are. Okay, is it too much for you? No, because you're just joining us, right?
Yeah.
It's got quite a lot to know we discussed today. But alhamdulillah, I hope it's helpful, inshallah. Right? Any more that we missed?
Suffer, yes.
Traveling, right? Now, again, as you know, different opinions, even about the distance and all this.
Yeah.
But it is taken as a guideline. 48 miles is a guideline of the distance that you can shorten. Now, always remember this, brothers. Again, your culture, Indonesians get it all wrong, right? Because it is a sunnah to shorten, but to combine is not a sunnah, it is allowed. Because Indonesians and Malaysians always think, oh, it's a sunnah to shorten. No. In fact, a lot of scholars said, if you are, let's say I'm traveling to Birmingham, right? I'm quite tired. I'm at home resting and all this. Actually, it's better not to combine if you've got nothing much to do. That means if I'm at home, right?
Yeah.
I just separate it 2 and then Asar time pray 2. It's better. I didn't say you're not allowed to do it. You're allowed to do it, but it's not a sunnah.
Like you can pray 4 rak'ah or you can break it.
Yeah, you can combine.
Okay.
As in after, this is what happened, right, brothers? If you're traveling, let's say I'm praying the whole. I do my intention, I do my qama. No need to do qama, I like to do qama, right? And because you're praying alone, for example, then 2 rak'ah, I say salam, I stand up again, intention to do asar, and then do my qama, and then do asar, 2 rak'ah, and say salam. That's better, right?
Instead of praying the 4 rak'ah together.
Yeah, and then you can also do this, even though asar time come, I haven't done my dhuhr, it's okay, because I'm a traveler.
So you can bring your Zuhr forward.
No, anything. Anytime from Dhuhr to Maghrib can do these 2 prayers. It's a traveler.
So you can bring your Zuhr forward if you want.
Yes.
Or you can pray your Asr backward.
But of course, Adam,
Yeah.
I don't do it just because I'm traveling, right?
Okay.
If I have the time, of course, I do it as fast as possible, inshallah, right? But if I have no time because something happened, then I can delay.
Okay. But you do it at Dhuhr time.
Yes.
Asr goes together.
Yes. But if I were to do Jumu'ah prayer,
Oh.
I cannot combine the prayers.
Of course.
Either I do 2 things. Either I do Jumu'ah in the mosque, or and after Jumu'ah, I wait until Asar and pray 2 rak'ah in Asar time, or I just, because Prophet Muhammad, if you read the hadith, he has never done Jumu'ah prayer, right? No, he has never done any khutbah, right? So or you can choose to pray Dhuhr too and Asar too,
So that's
combine.
So that's a sunnah in itself.
Yes. So combine. But you cannot combine Jum'ah with Asar.
So how do you combine that? You pray 4 rak'ahs together,
Sorry?
or you just do two?
Two, of course.
That's combined.
Because the intention is different, right?
Yeah.
What,
Right.
what happens if you
That's
pray?
combining. Combining means praying two of the salahs in one.
Yeah,
salah.
combine Dhuhr and Asar together.
Not
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
Not actually together.
What happens if you go to Jummah, you pray your 2 rakat for Jummah, then you pray 2 rakat for Asr? Are you then allowed to combine Maghrib and Isha together then?
Yeah, Isha is different. Maghrib and Isha is completely different prayers. You can do as normal,
Okay.
right? So this is quite important as a traveler, right? Now, the main difference of this is how long, right? There's a lot of different opinions in this, right? There is some opinions, right?
3 days including the day.
Yeah. So brothers, Adam, right? As I said, the only big difference is how long you can do it. There were even some Sahabat who do it after 1-2 years, they're still shortening the prayers, right? Because according to these big scholars, I think Ibn Taymiyyah, one of the big scholars, right? I may be wrong, right? The big scholars, and they say that if you're a traveler, means you're a traveler. If this is not your residence, means it's not your residence. You're still a traveler. So if I have a house, I have a wife in London, for example, and I'm always working in Birmingham, stay there for 3-4 weeks. Then according to this course, this is you live here, your children are here, your everything is here, your base is here. So that is you always be a traveler there.
This is your comfort zone.
Yes. Yes, that is the rationale. These are big scholars. So yeah, I've never done this. I've never done as in 3-4 days only this. I've always do according to my intention. If I'm in Indonesia for about 2 weeks, I'm a traveler. Surely that's not my home.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Throughout those 2 weeks, you can do it.
I will do that because of a lot of this is big scholars saying, and of course there's always other opinions of of course the Asians have their own opinion.
We combine prayers as a regular.
No, the Asians they don't like to combine.
Why?
I
They
don't
combine
know.
regular prayers, but they're not combining.
Okay. Now, just to finish things off, because it's quite late, alhamdulillah. I think we covered quite a lot today, right? Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Now, when it's raining, right? 2 things can happen, right? Prophet always like to make things easy for us. Even though you do not want to go to the mosque, it's fine, right? You can pray at home, you get some reward, inshallah. Because he always like to make things easy for us. Rain. That means they say I'm both of them, Allah and Prophet ﷺ, right? So you are allowed to pray at home because it's raining. You get the same reward, inshallah, because the intention is there, right? Because you always pray in the mosque, but it's raining. You can. Now the imam itself can combine the prayers. That means after Maghrib, let's say it's raining, Maghrib and do the Isha together. Because it's raining. The worst part, Iman, the Paddington Mosque.
Yeah.
Sahuddin Trust, right?
They close it.
No? After Maghrib, right? It's only 1 or 2 dots. Okay, I'm going to combine the prayers. It was 1 or 2 dots. 100%. And we were so angry. What do you mean? I was very angry. So
Yeah, right.
But yeah, it's like winter time.
Yes.
Summertime. They pray Isha, Maghrib.
Yeah.
Sure, they pray Isha.
Yeah. I think.
What is the difference? What is the?
Yeah. Good question, because I think there are some scholars who allow this,
Okay.
especially the surprising Salafi scholars. They allow this.
Why is it winter only then? No.
Sorry.
Why is it only the winter then?
No, in summer you mean they're allowed to combine Maghrib and Isha. I do not know. I never do that.
It's because of the time. Okay.
Yeah, because but anyway, how do you define Isha is when you cannot see the line. Is it true? But in winter you cannot see. It's always there anyway. The sun never hardly sets. So that's one of the reasons. Of course, secondly is to prevent difficulties. But I never done it.
They say in summer, true Isha is actually at 1 a.m. Because that's when
Yes.
the line is fully gone.
Yeah.
But no one's gonna stay awake until 1 a.m.
Yeah.
So then wake
Yeah.
up at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah. So I think for me, to be on the safe side, I've never combined my prayers. I chose a mosque that doesn't do it. Yeah. So that means I didn't pray in Salafi mosque. Alhamdulillah. That was combined. Any questions?
I have a really important question.
We
How do you
getting
pray-
this.
Actually, yes, this is regarding prayer. How do you pronounce the last verse of Fatiha? Yeah.
As verse.
Yeah, like, is it
غير
غير
a different accent, okay. غير, but depends on your غير is a full mouth تفخيم غو. Yeah.
Talking about, prayers that you combine when you travel, I think there's one case where I felt like, one time I was traveling from the US going to Asia, and then that by the time you're about to reaching Asia, you'll be like +2 days. So you're kind of skipping the day.
Yeah.
So you take all the 5 days like you need to be.
Now, very important, very good question, right? So traveling. Now, if you rant about the issues about traveling, right? When you're on a plane, you're literally higher than the ground. So that means there's. Now, I'm trying to explain, right? That means you will see the sunrise, even though it is dark down there.
Yes.
So that's quite important. Even though down there vertically, Maghrib is about 6 o'clock, for example. That is not your Maghrib because you are there. So according to it's very interesting because some of the writers, I can't remember what book I read. The pilots are not even allowed to go low in order for people to break the fast. You need to be at that level, so you need to go a bit further to break the fast.
Why would you fast?
Right? Sorry? It's good. Good question. You are allowed not to fast, but Ramadan, come on. I don't want to make another Ramadan after Ramadan. Fasting. So hold on to answer your question, which was what was the question?
So it's like if you're coming from the US going to.
Yeah. So this is what I do, right? So when you have all these confusions, I will always look at the windows. Pausing, open the windows, right? In order, then you don't need to pray because it's according to what you see. Because you're higher than anybody, so you're going against the time. Right? So you do not need to pray because how can you pray Fajr in the tent? You go according to where you are, right? So hold on, but when you are going the opposite direction, very very fast, right? Then you pray as it is. Yeah. So when you see the sun is about to set, then you pray your Maghrib and Isha combined. Sorry? Yeah. So you do your best and you do according to what you yeah.
So how do you pray if you're not going in the direction?
Okay, how do you pray when there's no Qibla in the plane? Yeah, the whole Qibla, so you can pray any direction. Okay, and so I go to Saudi.
Yeah.
They have the map, the compass. Sorry?
They don't have that with us. I'll sit like this.
Oh no. When the Umrah thing in Ramadan. Okay, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow all of us to be guided at all times. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us to do all the relevant sunnah prayers. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward us for efforts to please Him. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive our sins and shortcomings. Help our sisters suffering in Palestine, in Lebanon, in Sudan, in all parts of the world suffering. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala defeat the enemies of Allah. Right? Semoga grant Allah Jannah al-Firdaus. Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi wa astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun ala mursalin alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Jazakumullah khair. See you next week inshallah.